Hi, welcome to Live Art Studio. I am sitting here with Susan Gabriel, and we are going to talk a little bit about her concert that takes place on November 4th at 7:30 right here at the Live Art Studio. And welcome, Susan Gabriel. It's great to have you here.
It's a pleasure to be here. I love your sparkles, your light, all these good things, and I love the venue. Let's talk about that.
You know, when we first opened this up, people would say, "You're in a shopping center, a retail center," and I'm like, absolutely. And this idea actually was born when I was doing opera, sort of truck and bus opera in Europe, and I'd see all these performing venues in little retail spaces all over Spain and France, and I thought this would be a great idea. And then COVID hit, and here we are. So it's great. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful space. We have beautiful piano. It's a great place to see concerts, and yours is going to be one of them, really up close and personal. I mean, in some cases, we're not quite as close as you and I are here, but we're not, you know, there are times when the performers are literally like maybe from here to the end of that sofa.
That's one of the things that I thought was so interesting about it is that it reminds me, it's sort of like a very hip New York kind of industrial space, but it has an intimacy. And in the perimeter, there's this sort of blue note jazz kind of thing going on with these gorgeous photos. And the lighting is exquisite. The sound is off the page. And then because it's expansive, what's so fascinating, and you mentioned it, is that it does cause this incredible intimacy.
Right. Yeah, and we're constantly sort of tweaking it and I don't want to say upgrade, because that always to me sounds sort of a little odd, but we're constantly tweaking it and sort of finding ways to do things a little differently.
When I walked in the door, it was a different world. So when you think mall, that is a distraction,
right? Because
what happens to you when you walk in is you fall into an adventure. That is, you're in a different world, and that is the thing that's so extraordinary about it. And that's what made me want to perform here, really, to be honest with you.
Everybody that has performed here has either after the first rehearsal or if they're coming in, doing a sound check and doing a show, literally without exception has come up and said, "Oh my gosh, I want to play here again," because it's fun. So listen, let's talk a little bit about your show, which is called Out of This World, and you and I were talking about it, and you know, tell me a little bit about what the title Out of This World signifies to people who don't know your music and who are going to experience it for the first time.
Well, I am an established jazz artist to start with, so the opening part of the show incorporates the American Songbook and a few samples of some jazz tunes. The theme of the show, Out of This World, generates out of the last show I did in New York pre-COVID, that was This World Is Round, and it's based on satire and songs that connect with each other and connect with the times that we're in. And it is about connection. It's not about isolation, it's about connection. So from that realm of understanding that sometimes the ceiling gets low, things get dark, and you start to have more of a fatalistic approach. This is really about uplifting things. And just my own personal interest in Carl Sagan's world and planets and NASA's pictures and Mars, and the things that are happening now, I just saw it as a wonderful elevation of not only the comedy of it, but the joy of the songs. And some of the songs have been featured in commercials and things like that. And so it's not all an unknown factor, but it's been traveled across the United States and always very well received.
And you're going to be playing piano and flute, maybe?
Singing, piano, flute.
And then you've got two artists playing with you.
Oh, yeah, and Bele Beledo, this is a connection you and I have because you've worked with Paul Schaefer, the Letterman Band, Anton Fig, who played drums for him. I was helping a friend get a band in New York for a very special occasion, and we got Anton's band called Ojoyo. They came on the gig. I sat in with them and met this incredible guitarist called Bele Beledo. He's
right.
coming down from New York for this show, and I wanted to bring a local musician, and found Kevin Walker
Right.
from another realm altogether, because he's performed with Prince and Justin Timberlake, and they're going to meet on the sound check, and that's when you always find out who's really a true professional, because they can jump right into the tune.
Right.
And the other thing that I'll mention to you is that one of the songs that's going to be in the show in a very intimate way, because it's in the process of being developed, is a song called Oh Beautiful that I just got notified about 2 days ago. It is a finalist in the Sing for Hope Global Music Video
right.
Awards, and they announced later in November, and it's sponsored by the International My Hero Film Festival.
So you're now in Maryland, and we talked a little bit about how you got here, and it's as most voyages are like this, it's very, very circuitous. You know,
without a boat.
Yeah, you end up, you often end up in places that you didn't expect to go just because you took a path, and I think it's interesting. So have you been able to, have you done any other things in this area since you moved here, or is this is really sort of the first big one?
What's the joy is to bring to your venue, this is sort of the introduction of SuzeMuze Studio, which is a multimedia scenario that embraces the performance, entertainment, education, and a curriculum that feeds community. And we're going to launch a podcast and announce that at the event. But the performance itself will announce sort of the entrance of this organism to Annapolis. I just think this town is
I think it's great.
Yeah.
I think it's great. Well, listen, this has been fun. And we'll see you on November 4th at 7:30.
Yes.
And you should go to Live Arts MD and get your tickets right now. And if you go there, it'll take you to the ticket portal, and you can pick them up there. And if you are a procrastinator, you can also get them at the door. We'll have room for you, and we always serve beverages and sometimes snacks, and it's a great way to see a concert. And I think this concert's going to be really fun. It's going to be very unique, and it'll be great.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining me.
Thank you. And can we just mention also the best entrance into this?
Off
is the
Best Gate Road. You
Thank
come
you.
off Best Gate Road, just look for the Container Store and come on in. You won't be able to miss it, okay?
And thank you.
All right, thank you for coming here today, and we will talk a little bit more. I will see you November 4th, 7:30, right here at the Live Arts Studio.